Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much for your great support. Mambo yamechemuka. Gloria Orwoba, the senator that was just ousted the other time by UDA party, has decided to drop bombshell. Muliona videos ikitrend zile za Faruki bed akiambia Sabina Chege sijui zunguka, sijui watu waone makalio yako, sijui wafanye nini, sijui huyu kilala naye kwa kitanda. Gloria Orwoba has decided to drop whatever is happening in Parliament. And that conclude that our members of Parliament hawajaenda kazi pale. Wameanza anasa imejaa Parliament. I want you to listen to Gloria Orwoba, but before, ensure you like the video. This video is going to be so interesting. As you watch, ensure you like the video. Thank you so much for that like.
Sex in exchange for trips. We have seen politicians of high standing being told to turn around so that their behinds can be seen. We saw it the other day. The women in Parliament are suffering. Take it from me. They are having to do things that they would otherwise not even speak up in public. All this sex for work nonsense. I'm not going to make it easy for criminals, rapists. Don't you want to know who has been traveling, where they have been going, who they have been going with, how much they have been spending? How come all the time you're always traveling with so and so? And are you an expert in agriculture, security, sexual rights and reproductive health? Are you an expert in everything such that any trip that comes, you're the only person who can represent the Senate? Why is that a secret? Yet it is taxpayers' money. Because in that travel report, you can then be able to analyze the data and ask yourself, is Karen Nyamu an expert in everything? Ikifika mahali ambapo mpaka mwanasiasa kama yule Sabina Chege. Sabina Chege is not a first timer. Ikifika mahali kama yeye anapata hiyo pressure mpaka anaambiwa mbele ya watu pinduka na anajipata amepundika. Unafaa ujiulize haswa ni nini hiyo inawafanya wanaogopa mpaka wanafanya vile vitu wanafanya. Anaweza kuambiwa kitu ya kwanza kabla nikupe hiyo ofisi, hebu kwanza wewe ni mrembo fanya hivi. Unanielewa? Hiyo anakubali. Ya pili anakubali. Ya tatu by the time amefika pale mbele ya watu anaambiwa penduka.
After listening to Gloria Orwoba, if she's lying, there's a video here of Farouk forcing Sabina Chege to turn ili watu waone makalio.
Mimi nitawashikilia na shilingi 1,200 na Mungu awabariki sana.
Huyu mama ako sawa si sawa? Ako sawa. Hata vile alivyo akipinduka mnafurahi siku zote. Wapi vikelekele ya huyu mama? Huyu mama akiwa kwa kitandani si unalala kabisa Utaamuka kesho ingine sio? Atoshi. Hiyo ndio mambo tunataka kusema. Situmuite kijana mwingine kutoka kule Kisumu. Nyinyi mnapendwa kama wa Kenya.
And that is what is happening the same in Parliament. That Gloria Orwoba is exposing. On the same note, Kenyans, Gloria Orwoba, remember, she has been having a problem with the clerk of the Senate Assembly, where ati wakati sijui unataka kitu chochote pale, lazima unaambiwa vua nguo, toa nguo.
I have had to cut my meeting so that I can actually address this judgment. Jeremiah Nyegenye, the clerk of the Senate, took me to court on defamation claims. And in fact, this was the funny thing. The matter was brought to Parliament through him because he's the one that pushed behind the scenes that it was brought to Parliament when I was absent. They discussed it in my absence. I responded when I was in New York through a video. He took the video, and that is the video that he took to say that he was defamed. Now, my claims are still on the table. I've written an official letter to Parliamentary Service Commission, to the chair of Parliamentary Service Commission, Mr. Wetangula, the Speaker of the National Assembly. They ignored my letter. I have complained within the powers that be in Senate, including to the Speaker. they have ignored all my complaints. I complained in the official WhatsApp group that, listen here, I think because I said I'm not going to sleep with this guy and I don't want to participate in his sexual advances, that is why I am being removed from certain trips and being removed from certain legislative agenda. My bills are being put at the back. That is why I'm being targeted with unlawful and all sorts of crazy things and shenanigans, such as 6 months suspension. That is why also, as you can see, they forced me to put in an apology, which Jeremiah Nyegenye, through that committee that prepared, added his name. And remember when I was telling you people that this guy is going to use this thing in court, he went and used it in court as a submission. Now, I am a believer of the judicial system, and I do believe that as much as there are many legal loopholes that criminals, rapists, murderers are using to win cases, I do believe in the judicial system. That is why I have placed an appeal. I am going to appeal this judgment that has come out. I've had people saying, oh, 10 million, oh, when it rains, it pours, I don't know what. The machinery that is even being used to push this narrative is the UDA machinery that is actually supporting people like Jeremiah Nyegenye to continue with these things that they are doing in Parliament. Every single person that has worked in Parliament or has had an interaction in Parliament will tell you there is sexual harassment in Parliament. They will tell you they don't speak about it because this is what happens to you when you speak about it. So, and I mean, we are living the times where we have seen even politicians being put on platforms and being told to turn around so that we can see you're behind. This is a culture that somebody has to say no to. And I know that there is a price to pay to say no to that. And I'm willing and ready and capable to pay the price, because I was raised as a person who does not exchange sexual favors for whatever. That is not how my father raised me. And anyone who has been in my space knows, in fact, wanasema unajiringa, unajifanya, but that is not who I am. And there are many girls and many women who are finding themselves in compromising situations. You saw how Sabina Chege, actually a woman of her stature and her age, just succumbed to turning around to show her behind, because that is how the powers that be force it. So I want to say this to Jeremiah Nyegenye and to the public that cares to listen. No one has investigated. No one has investigated ever since I put up and said, listen guys, this guy is punishing me for saying no. Not one single independent body or person has investigated and found that indeed Jeremiah Nyegenye is innocent. The only thing you have to do, even beyond investigations, as the public, why is the Senate refusing to put public the travel reports? Let Kenyans see who has been traveling, how much they have been using in the travel, how frequent they travel, who they travel with, and what that means to the taxpayers. Because the moment they put out the travel report, you will see Jeremiah Nyegenye in a plane every day with someone and someone and someone. And those are people who are playing ball. You will see the leadership of the house in a plane to wherever constantly with certain people. You will see even the speaker of the house constantly in some travel with certain people. So that's the basic thing. So I know there's a price to be paid, but let me tell you something. I believe that God put me in Parliament for a reason, and evil will never win. So I am appealing. That is my position. I'm appealing in what has happened. I know that he used the legal loophole, and now he's pushing UDA party machinery and minions left, right, and center to push a narrative. But Jeremiah Nyegenye, there's no single investigation that has cleared you of sexual harassment. And that is the fact. And the Senate has not carried out any investigation. Do not lie to Kenyans. And Kenyans, ask for the travel report so that you can see how your billions of Kenya shillings is being spent in exchange of sexual favors and trips. Yeah, that's what I have to say about this.
You know, ukishafanya hivyo ndo benefit. And so, according to the court rulings about 2 days ago, wanasema ati Gloria Orwoba ati alipe fine ya 10.5 million kwa huyo Clerk kwa sababu it was a defamation, it was not true. So Gloria Orwoba is coming out to say she is still going to fight till the end and say the truth, whatever is happening in the Senate, which other members will not say. This Gloria Orwoba. Now Kenyans, remember one thing. This has not started today. You do remember what Maveri Kaoko told us? That parliament ni kuchafu. Zile vitu zinafanywa pale parliament ni kuchafu. She even mentioned names. How these individuals Whatever is happening in Parliament, you cannot believe. You cannot believe. So when I hear the story and rhetoric stories of Orwoba, I reflected what Maverick Aoko said. Then this vindicate what Maverick Aoko said, that Parliament ni kubaya na ni kuchafu. Pale anasa imejaa pale. Pale hakuna ati kazi wameenda kulegislate ati ku-represent ku-oversight. Si wote ni wabaya, lakini majority is too bad. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Till we meet in another video.